Hey guys, my name is Aiden. I've been climbing for 10 months, and today I'm at D Bouldering in Tamachi. Recently, I had the opportunity to check out B-Pump in Akihabara and Ogikubo. How will this gym compare? Stay tuned and find out. Let's start with the training tools. They have a fingerboard and a partial campus board. It also has a kilter board, which is super rare in Japan. The grades start at 8Q, which is the easiest, and get harder down to 1Q. After 1Q is 1 Dan, and it goes up in difficulty until 4 Dan. The gym didn't have a V grade conversion, so I'll use the one from B-Pump Akihabara as a reference. I start with this blue 8Q. It feels like a typical V0 jug ladder. I move on to this orange 7Q. It was a lot crimpier than I expected, and I think I misread it because it felt super awkward. I move on to this black 6Q. It's a ladder on pinchy holds. Again, it was kind of awkward, and I felt like I had to climb it with my hips square. At this point, an employee came over and told me I was climbing on the kids wall, which has less space between the holds. Maybe that's why the climbs felt so awkward. I move on to this red 6Q on the regular wall. All of the holds are jugs. It starts with a traverse right and then comes back to the left. And cross over instead, and it feels very flowy. I move on to this black 5Q. It's just a jug ladder on a steep wall. I move on to this green 4Q. It starts on volumes. The rest of the holds are crimps. This move naturally puts your left leg into a baby back flag. As you throw for the next move, the foot naturally goes to the volume. I move on to this blue 3Q. It starts with a move from an undercling to a thin pinch. I toe hook the starting hold to match on the pinch. I make a dynamic move to a sloper and end up cutting feet. I try to bicycle the start hold, but it's too far and slippery. I toe hook the starting hold and go for the next move. I end up cutting feet again. I want to go to the last hold with my left hand, but can't find a good left foot. I bump my right hand instead. I try to bicycle to match, but it didn't feel good, so I get my left foot up instead. This problem definitely felt soft. At the B-Pump gyms, I couldn't even do a 3Q. Here, I managed to flash a 3Q while basically campusing the bottom part. I move on to this black 2Q. The first move is okay. Then, you go to a small backwards crimp on the volume. I foot swap, but end up falling. I try starting from there, but the position feels awful. I try a drop knee, but I'm not sure how it works with the left hand position. I spent like 30 minutes trying variations for that one move, but nothing worked. I move on to this blue 2Q. The holds are a lot better, so I thought it'd be more my style, but I couldn't even establish on the starting holds. It starts with a left hand undercling and a foot right next to it. I try the climb from one move in. cave portion of the climb is okay. I throw for the next hold, but the foothold pushes me away from the wall instead of upwards. Maybe I can get high feet or even match my left hand, but even if I get that move, I don't think I'll get the beginning, so I decide to drop down a grade and work on some 3Qs. I start with this pink one. It's just a bunch of jugs and a ladder. I'm about to foot swap when I think about skipping it by getting a higher right foot. But it's a little too bunched, so I have to drop it back down. I get a back flag so I can grab the next hold. I get my left foot up and finish out the climb. This one felt really easy. I move on to this white 3Q. It starts with a move to a jug. Then there's a jug side pull. Then there's a big move to another sloper. I think about getting high feet, but then the sloper will feel a lot worse. The next hold is too far from my right hand, so I match first and then bump it. The footholds are kind of slopey, so it takes time to position my feet to make the next move, but I'm able to stay below the slopers and turn my right hip in. Then, I make a dynamic move to the last hold and I'm able to finish it out. I move on to this orange 3Q. It's a sit start with a right heel hook. The cave section is pretty straightforward. The right foothold is very tiny, and it slips when I match on the flat hold. I campus to the next hold and try to get my left foot on. I try to drop knee, but the foot feels too high, and I'm so pumped that I can't get to the next hold. I try again, but I can't get the campus move. I move onto the slab wall to rest my forearms. This is a comp climb, but it's supposed to be an 8Q, the easiest grade. I think it's supposed to be a step-up move with the left foot into an overhead press, but the left volume feels really high. I try this orange comp 7Q. It starts with a heel hook bicycle. Then, you have to traverse left while standing on dual text. I'm not sure how to weight my feet so I can get my right hand over to the crimp. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that one, so I move on to this yellow 3Q. It starts on 2 crimps. The left foothold is too far to put any weight on it, so I have to use the one on the right. Then, I can get my left hand on a slopey pinch. I get my right hand on an undercling and move my left hand to a crimp. Then, there's a big move to another crimp. I try to stand up, but the left hold is so low it becomes useless, and I can't keep myself on the wall with my right hand. I stay low and make a dynamic move to the next hold, but it's a bad crimp and I have to control a barn door. I try a high right foot, but it doesn't keep me close to the wall. I try to flag my right foot out, but I just barely can't hold on. My forearms start cramping, so I decide to end the session there. So, what do I think of D Bouldering and Tamachi? I think the root setting is just okay. even compared to gyms in the US. A lot of the climbs felt like ladders, and there weren't that many interesting moves compared to the B-pump gyms. The gym is also quite small, so you miss out on a variety of wall angles. In terms of training tools, I like that they have a fingerboard. The partial campus board is better than nothing, but might not be as useful for high-level climbers. I think having a kilter board is great for Japanese climbers because they're rare, but training boards are pretty common in the US. Since the gym has pretty average route setting and subpar training tools, I'll put this gym in B tier. I think you can become a great climber if this was your home gym, but you might want to visit other gyms for a variety of route setting and wall angles. Let me know what you think of D Bouldering Tamachi in the comments down below. Bye!